You hear it all the time. She wants a sensitive guy. You have to be able to show your feelings, right? It's all nonsense. Doc found an article about being vulnerable and breaks it down for you from a man's point of view. You don't want to miss this.
Yeah, there's this article in this magazine, Woman's Magazine, and it says that being vulnerable is good, and I'm saying being vulnerable is bad. So I looked the word up. What does vulnerable mean? It means susceptible to physical or emotional attack or harm. So let's drop a couple words out of here. Susceptible to emotional harm. And now I'm going to read you. The article's quite long, but I'm just going to read you the first paragraph. All right, and then we're going to tear these guys up, because this is the kind of crap that your girlfriend listens to, reads, and then she comes up to you and says, "Tell me where you're vulnerable. Unless you tell me you're vulnerable where it is, we can't have a great relationship." Negatives play to the heart. They don't up interest level. And this is the stuff you got to put up with through these women's magazines. This is called Love and Chemistry, How to Be Vulnerable. Why letting your guard down can help you make time for cultivating closer relationships. Now, one of the key determinants of how happy we are in our relationships, great ones are based on trust, and in order to build that bond, we must allow ourselves to be vulnerable. Half-truth. The first time you leaned in for the kiss, first time you revealed something from your past or said, "I love you," to become closer, you had to step out of your comfort zone. Well, not actually, because we're not going to reveal something negative from our past, and she's going to say, "I love you" first. She's going to say it a couple dozen times. So this magazine is putting out this information to brainwash your girlfriend, so she comes up to me and tell me, "Well, what scares you? Tell me all the negatives in your life. Tell me what you can't stand. Tell me what makes you a nervous wreck. What really scares you? What makes you feel vulnerable?" And this crap is in Americans and these women's heads today, that the only way they can get buddy and close to you is by bringing up these negatives, which play to the heart in the beginning. "Oh, he's scared of ladybugs. Oh, we'll never have a ladybug in our house. I love the way he opened up to me and told me he just can't stand ladybugs." Crap. See, nobody questions these things, and nobody stands up for you guys except Jeff and I, telling you this is a bunch of garbage. The whole setup of the system is you go in and you ask her for the number. I'm vulnerable right now, but she's not going to get any more of that. And if she gives me anything other than 7 digits, I'm out of here. And I was hurt a little teeny bit, but I'm not going to take this girl out for 12 weeks and ask her to be the girlfriend. She says, "Well, not yet. I'm not that in love with you." That's stupidity, and that's being vulnerable. She's going to be vulnerable first. She's going to show the vulnerable side. If she wants to play on my court with the system, she's got to come at me. I'm not going to come at her. I'm going to do the least. Ask for the number, ask for the first date, the second date, the third date, the fourth date, and she better be asking me to be the boyfriend by 8 to 12. Otherwise, I'm not doing something right, or I got the wrong girl.
Let's see, they don't want another girlfriend. They want a man.
Yeah, but this brainwashing, I tell you, I'm reading Cosmo, I'm reading Elle, I'm reading Glamour, I'm reading Allure, and they all got love doctors in there. No love doctors in Sports Illustrated. I don't tell you, I'm shocked. And the world.
Yeah, I've never been able to get that either, Doc.
Yeah, another thing too. You go to GQ or Esquire. No love doctor. Where are the guys helping the guys? Zero. I guess.
Who's talking about interest level? Nobody talks about the female interest level, at least from what I can tell. Nobody puts it like you do.
No, nobody does. And it's the most important factor in the relationship. And I want her. That's another reason we wait 5 to 9 days. So we're not vulnerable. So she ends up emailing us and say, "Hey, stranger, we had a good date 5 days ago. You going to ask me out again?" She's making herself vulnerable. I don't want you being vulnerable. I want her vulnerable. Another thing would be, let's say that your interest, you meet a girl at a wedding. You talk to her a half hour. You're gone. Your interest level is 85, and you know it. You get the number off of her, and hers is 55. That's 30 points difference. That's vulnerability. But what are we going to do? We're going to practice patience. We're going to go slowly. And once that girl's interest level hits 86 and we're 85, she's vulnerable because the one with the lower interest level has the power. That's the way it is, which a lot of people never want to hear, of course. Oh, you make it sound so unromantic. That's horrible. How can you talk about power? There's no power in romantic relationships. Well, just ask any married couple after about a year and a half, 2 years, when that first phase fizzles out and you finally get down to the nitty-gritty with the warts. And hopefully, since I trained you, you've kept your mouth shut and you don't have any, at least that we talk about.
Did you like that excerpt? Get way more, like hours and hours and hours and hours of audio just like that at the Doc Love Club. And we have a free trial with no credit card needed. Check it out now, docloveclub.com.